Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. The theme of this episode is cheating stories with updates. So let's get into it. The title of the first story is I, 26 male, think my 24 female girlfriend is cheating on me with my best friend because of Wi-Fi. So, using an old throwaway for obvious reasons. But basically, my girlfriend and I have been dating for a bit over a year now and have been seriously considering moving in together. Last night, we decided to go out for dinner to discuss it. We decided that I would move in with her once my lease is up in April. I texted my best friend, let's call him Jake, to tell him the good news. He told us he wanted to buy us a few drinks and us all crash at his place to celebrate. He said we could just meet at his house and then Uber to the bar. We figured, why not, right? He's met her numerous times and we all get along really well. But always while out somewhere or at my place, never his house. Well, we get to his house and my girlfriend says she really needs to use the bathroom before we start drinking. So her and I run inside. She sets her phone and her purse on his table and she runs into the bathroom. My buddy stayed outside in case the Uber showed up. My girlfriend's phone went off and she asked me to check it to see if it was her friend finally getting back to her about coming with us or not. My buddy is single and she told me she would try to hook them up. Well, then I turned on her phone screen and I noticed that it showed it was connected to a Wi-Fi network. I checked on my own phone and all the Wi-Fi networks there have passcodes. I'm trying to see if maybe there's any other reasonable explanation before I jump to any conclusions. I was thinking maybe she used to date an ex that lives nearby, but she just replaced her phone about 3 or so months ago because her old one broke. I don't know what to do. I don't want to risk losing my girlfriend and possibly my best friend just because I'm freaking out about something so small. I don't know if I'm ready to lose both of them at the same time. How did she know where the bathroom was? I'm assuming that's why he mentioned that, right? But he didn't say anything about it. How did she know where the bathroom was? That's my first question. I guess you can kind of assume, but if she went straight there, she was so confident about knowing where it was. How did she know where it was? I would be a little bit confused if things are not adding up. If she's connected to the Wi-Fi and she knew where the bathroom was straight away. That's a little bit suspicious, okay? Update, 4 days later. Since my update post was removed and locked, I figured I would post it here for those who were curious and didn't get a chance to read the update. I also wanted to say thank you to everyone for their advice. It's better at least knowing the truth, though, than trying to ignore the gut feeling and intuition. I've taken a few days for myself. I read most of the comments and I realized something. Sorry for not updating you guys sooner. I spoke with her 2 nights ago and was just straightforward and honest. I told her about how I saw that her phone had connected to the Wi-Fi and I wasn't sure why it did that. She got quiet and didn't say anything for what felt like an eternity. And then she just said she wasn't sure what it would have connected to. Maybe a local shop or something. I would have maybe accepted this, but I realized that when we got back that night, she went to get a glass of water. I was sitting in the kitchen and the very first cabinet she opened was the glasses. It could have been a coincidence, but at that point, I doubt it. She broke down and confessed that she had spent a couple of nights with him a few weeks ago, that he had hit her up on Facebook and that they only talked on there. She said it was a mistake and purely physical, just for fun. It's a lot to process right now. I've shut both of them out and I'm just trying to get a better hold on my feelings and emotions. I feel betrayed by both of them. Ooh, that's sad. Some final comments. Someone said, just read your original post and wow, I never would have thought that much about the Wi-Fi thing. I'm sorry that this has happened to you. Your best friend is an absolute asshole and so is the girl. I certainly hope she's your ex now. Time to move on and make better friends. I can't imagine how you're feeling, but know that it will get better. No, because I don't think I would have felt I feel like I wouldn't have thought anything of that either if I would have seen the Wi-Fi was connected. I wouldn't have. If I would have been on the Wi-Fi thing and I would have seen what it was connected to, then I probably would have been like, whoa, that is sus as hell. But I feel like usually my phone will always connect to that Xfinity shit that never is actually real Wi-Fi and it just automatically connects to it and it's so annoying. So I never really think about, I don't know, I would never think of it. But I guess Damn. He got good intuition. But OOP responded to that and said, "You know it's hard, but I'm glad I found out before we moved in together. I think it isn't even that hits the hardest. Like, part of everyone, I think, expects or at least knows a partner cheating on them is a possibility, but whoever thinks their best friend would, especially because she said he initiated the contact. Like, that hurts more than anything. I don't even know if she's being honest that he initiated it, but it's going to be difficult for me to trust again. Not sure how I can get over this one." Initial SM101 said, "How did she not need to ask where the bathroom is?" T clocked it, because that's what I said. OOP said, "I looked past the whole bathroom thing, but realized after reading your comment that she knew exactly where his glasses were at the end of the night too." Someone asked, why did she ask him to check her phone and not worry? And then OOP said, "I thought about this one for a while. I don't know the passcode to her phone. It just shows if she got a new Snapchat or text or whatever. But I thought about how she asked me to check it for her. She probably knew he wasn't messaging her at that time since we were all together. So she felt comfortable with asking me to check it." And then when asked to clarify what she meant by it was just physical, OOP said, "She said it was all physical with him, like not emotional. She was trying to say that we can move past it because it's not like she loves him, that it was just for fun, and there wasn't any feelings or anything involved."
If you want extra content weekly, head over to patreon.com/storytimesociety and become a member on there for extra content. Love you.
I don't give a damn if it was physical, emotional, mental, critical, analytical, logical. Like, I don't care what kind of cheating it was. It's cheating. I don't care. I don't want you anymore. I'll go find someone that's not going to cheat on me. Thank you very much. Burnt Toast said, "Honestly, of all times to receive a bombshell, this had pretty great timing. Better to find out before moving in together, but even better that it was before they would have gone into lockdown together." Oh, true. That would suck if you were stuck in lockdown with that person. And then someone said, "I agree. I moved to a town 10 hours away to start an entirely new career in a completely different industry. I was 2 shifts away from completing my training and being fully qualified when the company shut down the training program and laid off all trainees. 5 months of lockdown, during which my first child was born, ate up all my savings and put me into debt. We decided enough was enough and we were going to go back home. I was literally driving the moving van back when the company called me and said, 'Good news, we're bringing everyone back to work.' I don't think my timing could have been worse." Ugh. Dude, I feel so bad for people who had to like truly, like, I'm grateful that I didn't, but like I really had I was just graduating college. So really I had like a babysitting job. Nothing was that bad for me, but I feel so terrible that so many people had to like go through something like this. That's an awful thing. That timing is crazy and so sad. Like, I just can't even imagine. And I know how badly lockdown affected so many people in their jobs. It's really, I mean, it was so long ago, but like, still, I'm sure some people are still being so affected by it, and that sucks. That's so sad. Like, honestly, I feel like I got lucky the time that it happened to me, if that makes sense, because if it were to happen to me at like a different point in my life, it would have been so much worse. But at that time, I didn't really have much to lose, so I was kind of just like transitioning, and I can't even imagine being like getting settled in a career and then having that just like absolutely blown to chunks. But we're moving on to the next story. The title of the next story is, "My husband is cheating on me, but I don't know if I can blame him." Hear me out. I needed to get this off my chest. I'm 35 female and he's 37 male. We have 2 adorable children aged 5 and 9. Been married for 12 years. Within these 12 years, we've lost many of our relatives, friends, lost ourselves, grew together. I wanted to enhance my career, and my husband helped me tremendously for that. He sold his business to help the kids while I worked my job. It also helped us pay off our house loan too. He became a full-time stay-at-home dad while I worked outside. It was rough for me too, having to work in a male-dominated workforce while ensuring everything is okay. Without him, I couldn't have done this. I've lost both of my parents in 2020 and 2021, respectively, and he lost his mother in 2021. Both of us were depressed, combined with him not being able to vent out. I'm an extrovert and had a lot of friends to talk to, but he didn't. During October, he met a single mom from our kids' school and they began chatting casually. Let's call her Sam in this post. I began to spend more and more time outside for jobs and venting out to my friends. It was like a drug to me. I forgot the fact that I was neglecting someone, and that someone is my husband. I denied him intimacy. At times, I used to belittle him and argue. There were a lot of things going on in my mind at that time, coupled with the fact that I lost my parents. I was depressed. I was in too deep in an adrenaline rush. In December, it was our 5-year-old's birthday, but I had an urgent meeting. I know many of you are going to hate me for this, but I'm looking at a promotion this year and I really needed to visit that meeting. I wrapped up my meeting and was heading home when I got to know one of my friends had an accident and I was needed. I drove there and was late for my child's birthday. That night, we got into a huge argument where he talked about how I needed to get off about my parents. I yelled back at him and said very hurtful things. I told him he needed to man up because I was the one earning. It threw him off a little bit and he stormed out of the house. He returned the next day. We both apologized to each other, ultimately deciding to give us another shot. It was the first time we were intimate in months. He told me he loved me. Christmas week, the guy who had an accident passes away. I was devastated because he was a childhood friend of mine. It plunged me further into depression. New Year's, I ruined his and our children's because of my stupid actions, which was to hang out with a friend of mine who returned back to the country after 3 years. I ended up spending the night at her place. First week of January, I see him being distant, and on the 8th of January, he gives me the divorce papers, blindsiding me. I asked why, and he told me he doesn't know who I am. I was not the person he thought I was. I changed, and for worse. I don't ever talk to him. True. We were never intimate. True. I belittle him in every step, even though the sacrifices he made led us here. True. He wants someone to grow old together with, not someone who yells at and demeans him and neglects family. True. He wants us to go separate ways so we can both be happy. He doesn't think I'm happy, which is a lie. He's tired of being a doormat and of me making him feel insecure. That's a lie. I never told him anything that would hurt him. I made a mistake because I was stressed out and yelled at him. It was awful for him and me too. I wasn't the person who I used to be. And then he told me the truth of wanting a divorce. The day we got into an argument, which was our kid's birthday, he stormed out and went to Sam's house. They slept together. He confessed they both have feelings for each other, and it was the only time they did. He offered me his phone, passwords, accounts, everything. It was an emotional connection that turned physical just once. He told me he was broken and she mended him. Told me he's sorry, but he has a right for happiness too. I told him I want to work on us, do couples therapy, and quit my job. I love this man, but he's done. He told me he'll move out. I can keep the house. Had I been a good spouse and a partner to him, it wouldn't have happened. It's a dead end for us. I love him, but I need to let him go for his own happiness. Yeah, I definitely agree you need to let him go. I just don't understand why someone couldn't just be like, why couldn't he end the relationship before cheating on her? Because that doesn't make it any better. That, of course, was she treating you well in the relationship? No. Were you guys both going through things? Yes, and you guys needed each other's support. But that doesn't make it right for you to cheat on her. There's never an excuse for cheating. Like, I just don't think you can be like, oh, well, you were never there. You were this and that. Like, you were gone. You weren't giving me anything. Okay. Then send me the divorce papers. Give me the divorce papers. And then go on your merry way. And you can go get with your little Sammy pie. But, like, to do that before is just a little disrespectful to me. Just figure it out. Figure it out. Okay? Relevant comments. He's done with you. Once these papers get swerved, that means it's over, and he's also found someone new. And OP said he has. He told me he will be dating Sam after divorce, but they're no contact now. Admirable Lunch said, I'm sorry to hear your situation, but I'm also glad you acknowledge it. It sounds to me that you've accepted it for what it is. Many people would still fight for the relationship, but this one is way beyond saving and is dead in the water. Way to be straight to the point. The incompatibility now is too huge to cross. Choosing to let go in this scenario is the mature option. And yes, it hurts a hell of a lot, but I swear one day you'll find happiness again. And then OP said, I'm letting go of my happiness. I don't blame him for anything, even for committing adultery. I was so focused on myself that I forgot I had a partner to share my happiness and sadness too. He sacrificed his ambition, business, and life to build mine, and I destroyed him. I love him a lot, but there's no saving it. He deserves happiness too. There is no saving it. Derek Thorne said, you can't fix this, but you can be a better mother to your kids. Work on that and try to at least be friends with your ex. I'm really sorry things ended this way, but you seem to have the right attitude. Own this and salvage what you can. You seem very driven for a career, so now is your chance to really focus on that. OP said, yes, he has hurt me with cheating, but I drove him to that point. I made my bed. I don't agree with that. I agree that you drove him to the point of breaking up. Yes, you drove him to the point of wanting to get a divorce with you. Or from you, but don't cheat. I mean, I think that's just a pretty common thing. They always say that this is there's all these reasons for you to cheat on someone, but in this case, in this specific case, okay, she fucked up. He also fucked up. In my opinion, she fucked up by treating him like that. She fucked up for giving up on their marriage and not tending to the marriage. Whoa, that crack of thunder was crazy. And he fucked up by cheating on her. Two things can be true at once. Okay, update. I signed the divorce papers and we are going ahead with the divorce. Backstories on my profile. It's been 5 days. I've signed the papers. We're civil. It is a consensual divorce and hence shouldn't take more than 4 to 5 weeks. He offered me the house. He will move out. He will have primary custody of our kids because he was there and present for them. I wasn't most of the time. The custody arrangement is going to take some time, but otherwise we are good. 2 nights ago, we sat down and just broke down. We told each other how we feel and apologized to each other. I told him I was sorry I couldn't be a dutiful wife. It was good. I love this man more than I love myself, but between our everyday life, I got lost. So lost that I forgot him. I told him I won't wish him the best because he is the best. I also talked to Sam. She apologized about what happened and assured me that it was consensual, a one-time thing, and they both are attracted to each other. She told me it was very shameful of her and knows I can't forgive her, and she is sorry nonetheless. I told her to take care of him because he's a wonderful soul. I'm seeing a therapist right now. It's awful. I've learned many of my flaws, and I have to work on them. There's a lot to still uncover, but for now, I've accepted what I did. It isn't easy, but I've paved the way for my husband to cheat. It was me who put him through this road. We also plan to sit and tell our kids during the final week. They don't know much except mommy and daddy are going through a rough patch because daddy did something mommy hated. Apart from this, it's okay-ish. I have mental breakdowns in my work and I've met a few friends. They understand what I'm going through, but they're angry at me, which is understandable and rightfully so. I don't know why I'm typing this except for me to get it off my chest. I love this man and I've treated him horribly. There's no excuse for that. Cheating was his fault, and I can't change that, but I can change myself for the better. Our marriage is finally coming to an end, and I feel numb. Absolutely numb. Only God knows what he has for me on the road ahead. Edit. And this is all in caps. Guys, enough. I'm not looking for sympathy. I know I effed up. I destroyed my effing marriage. I lost my husband, my self-esteem, my kids, my family. Within 2 effing months, I realized how much I have lost. I've been diagnosed with bipolar 2, and I've become emotionally distant and abusive. I acknowledge that. It isn't pretty. I need to work on myself. I get that. I'm not throwing my husband under the bus or trying to paint him as the bad guy. We're getting divorced. He is ending the marriage with me, and there is no greater punishment for me right now. I need time to swallow, so even though I deserve all the hate, please just don't. I need time to recover. Sorry, that was so aggressive of me. Guys, why is everyone coming at her? She's truly saying, like, she's being very self-degrading, which I don't even think is like necessary, because he fucked up, she fucked up. So why is everyone coming for her? Like, I don't think she's asking for sympathy. She's not saying, guys, feel bad for me. I can't believe he cheated on me. He's such a bad person. She's saying that she paved the way for her husband to cheat, which that's so silly to me. This person said, why can't a couple work through difficulties without having to seek comfort in another partner? Life's a journey with all kinds of situations. It's not supposed to be easy all the time. That's how you grow as an individual and as a couple. Your husband cheated on you. You had an argument and he spent the night in the arms of another woman. You're much better off without him. He's the one who is insecure. He already had the scenario playing out in his mind. How'd he know he could go there and they would sleep together? They were probably plotting to get custody all along. I would fight for joint custody with every fiber of my being if I were you. No, right? That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And that comment has been downvoted because apparently everyone's hating on this girl. No. The masses are saying that like she is just an awful person because of the way that she treated him. Okay, y'all are acting like she fucking killed his mom or something. Like, yeah, she made mistakes and she should have put him first in the marriage. But like, I mean, no one's perfect. People make mistakes. It's not like she was like out there fucking on all these men. They could have worked through it, but they didn't. I don't really understand why is everyone downvoting her. I'm confused. Like, I'm actually confused. This person said, it honestly feels like you're still missing the point, which is unsurprising given that the only thing you can see in life is yourself. I'm really glad he wised up and divorced you because even now, after all the pain you caused him, all you see is that he's leaving you for another woman. You're selfish as hell and he's leaving because you don't care about him and he knows it. I hope you get the help you need, but people like you usually don't take accountability. How dare you even try and get sympathy? Who the hell are you? Sus, good trap lord. Count your mother effing days. OP said, and this comment has been downvoted, by the way. I'm sorry, I missed the point where I mentioned in my post that I need and want sympathy. What do you want me to do? Tell me straightforward. I'm actually annoyed. Okay, all those comments were on included in the post on Bo Rue, Best of Redder updates. This top comment on this post says, stay-at-home father, plus he has primary custody of the kids, plus he offered me the house, he will move out, equals, question mark, where will the kids live? Will the husband live somewhere else and take the kids with him, or will he live nearby and commute to the house? Logistically does not make sense for the kids. And then some lion responded and said, you've already thought through this story more than OOP did when they wrote it out. Assuming this is in the US, since I have no idea how any other country works out, that quick bipolar diagnosis was weird too. Getting an appointment with your primary, getting a referral, making an appointment with the psychiatrist, ordering a test, and then taking it and waiting for another appointment to go over the results while the insurance company might take its sweet time approving every step, and that would easily take longer. I would assume that would quick with for any country. Huh? Mysterious Blue Jay said, I don't know how it is for bipolar, but my depression diagnosis was literally one singular appointment that had only been scheduled for 3 days. Went from borderline suicidal to medicated in less than 1 week. Same. But I don't know how it is for, well, I do. I know the person that I'm close with that got diagnosed bipolar was diagnosed pretty quickly. So I don't know. I can't say obviously for sure because I'm not a doctor, but I don't think that it's that crazy, especially if you have, it depends on what kind of insurance you have. If you have for me, I literally scheduled an appointment. I was feeling awful, very awful. And for a long time. And then finally one day I woke up, I was like, all right, Something's gotta give. So I went online. I said, give me a damn doctor's appointment immediately. Got on ZocDoc, talked to someone 30 minutes. Like, I literally scheduled my appointment within 30 minutes. I was on the call with it. No, this could be a sponsorship. ZocDoc sponsor me. Seriously. I was on a call with a doctor and I already, well, I can't say that because I'd already been diagnosed with depression like way previously, like years and years. I just wasn't on medication yet. So, but I did get on the call immediately, was given medication, which honestly, maybe that isn't the best thing because but it wasn't like addictive medication or anything. Like they didn't give me, it wasn't like I was asking for like freaking painkillers or something. That would probably be a different story, I'm assuming. I would at least hope so, really. No description said that's pretty normal, especially if you're in the US. Insurance requires a diagnosis to continue treatment. So on the first day, they will write down a diagnosis, most commonly generalized anxiety disorder and or depression. As they continue to see you, they will determine if you have a more complex diagnosis. There's always going to be these people that are doubting. But I don't see a lot of people sticking up for her. Faded Quill said, I wondered whether it was actually the husband recounting the events, pretending to be the soon-to-be ex so as to get feedback or sympathy and maybe some moral justification from commenters for his actions. Okay, Faded Quill, you're on to something here. Admirable P said, yeah, I get this vibe too. The guy in the accident, quote, the guy in the accident is where it lost me for being real. Also has woman works so is bad wife and mother narrative all through it. The big everybody said that narrative trickled through to the comments who are dragging her for being cheated on. Disappointing to see after all the other posts we've seen where people find cheating inexcusable. No, that's what I'm saying. Where are the people that are like, there's no excuse for cheating? Not here, clearly. Clearly these people are like, well, because tell me if this was a freaking guy, if this was a man, and he was like, because usually the typical scenario, the generic scenario is always like, man, go to work, man, busy with work, man, stay at work late, no time for family, no time for kids, no time for wife sad, wife cheat, man find out, you know what I mean? If that was this post and it was the opposite way around, I know these people in these comments would be like, well, that man is supposed to provide. He was providing for you all this time and you cheated on him. I know these people would be sticking up for this man and being like, he literally was working to take care of you and your lifestyle and you cheated on him. But in this post, they're like, nah, fuck you. You're literally the worst. I can't believe you did that. Hello? That's so messed up because I don't agree. Christery said, yeah, reads more like the husband wrote it to get a bunch of comments saying he was justified in sleeping with someone else. There are absolutely women who put their career over everything else and it tanks personal relationships, but something about the tone of this whole thing is very off. Burning Baz said, almost no emotions explained. Aggression towards sympathy because he needs motivation to be angry and not perspectives to sympathize with her. Agreed. If you're going through that much shit, how do you have time to write that much about it? Guys, come on. Come on. I'm sick of it. It's a real story, okay? Point blank, period. It's happened somewhere in the world, so. But anyways, come on. This woman was cheated on, okay? There's nothing about this situation that makes it right for this man to cheat on him and to blame this woman for it. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That is crazy. Whatever. Honestly, I'm sorry. This is just a typical example of misogyny at its finest because if the situation was the other way around, this is not what the reaction would be. And it hurts. It hurts. hurts me, man. Come on. We gotta be more supportive of women in men fields. Like, hello. I just love women. So, anyways, I wish our president was a woman. Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. But actually, if you haven't already, please press the subscribe button, press the comment button, comment down below, press the like button, rate me 5 stars, but please don't rate me any less than that. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, or you'll be blocked. You'll be excommunicated from this church, the Church of Storytime Society. Okay? Love you. Talk to you later. Whoa, that sounds weird. Bye. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.